It's going to happen Tuesday night, August 8th, out at Jacobs Pavilion. Tickets, info, everything else, if you strike out here, you can go to axs.com for the details. But caller 10, these are yours. Alter Bridge, Seven Dust, and Wolfie Van Halen. Good luck. 216-578-1007 to win, or 800-348-1007.
Who needs broadcasting awards?
The I Like the Sound of My Own Voice award.
When you've won World's Sexiest and 5 years in a row.
And the winner is
Alan Cox.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Yeah, Seven Dust is going out with Static X, too. If you're not going to make it to that Alter Bridge show, you will have to travel. They're not coming back to Cleveland for that, but Static X and Seven Dust are going out all through October. Detroit, Fort Wayne, Lancaster, PA, you can make Gary, Indiana. You know, they have a Hard Rock Casino now in Gary. And I'm going to play out there. So if you, I love Seven Dust, and I like to see them anytime they're coming through. So if you like them and can't go to that Alter Bridge show, maybe you can hit the road and see them in Detroit, maybe in October. Speaking of those kinds of bands, 2 hours to midnight is the metal show here on MMS. I'm your host for that, along with Corey Roddick and Pat Butler. No show this Saturday night because it's a late Guardians game. I think the start time on the game is 10:10.
The way things have been going against the Padres. Who are they playing, though? They're not playing the Padres.
They're playing
anymore.
the Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks. If it keeps up, that game might be over by 11:10.
Yeah. First pitch at 10:10. It took them an hour. Yeah, 10:10 is the start on Saturday night, but we will return Saturday, June 24th, where Guardians will be at home hosting the Brewers, but that's an afternoon game, 4:10. But who knows? Maybe they'll go into extra innings and it'll preempt the show again. It's been a lot of fun trying to get some momentum during baseball season with the metal show. But anyway, it is a lot of fun. So if you can join us on Saturday nights for it, it's called 2 hours to midnight, and it's nothing but metal, all kinds. Requests from you guys, local bands, brand new stuff, classic stuff, and then me and Pat and Corey kind of go through the different kind of stuff that we like. And then we just lay it out for you on a platter on Saturday nights. But no show this Saturday, but back next week. But yeah, Guardians tonight, hoping to not get swept by the Padres in San Diego. 8:40 is the first pitch tonight on MMS. And all through the month of June, remember, you can use the promo code SUMMER for 20% off right around the corner here, the flagship store, CLE Clothing Company. Alan, I just got my first Buzzard Brew 4-pack. Finally, the day has arrived. I'm happy that you did because they're almost sold out everywhere. So I took some home to my family this past weekend. If you haven't gotten yourself any of the Buzzard Brew, it's delicious. It's courtesy of Brew Kettle. And CLE Clothing Company, we teamed up with them for the artwork. It just looks great. It's an awesome-looking can. The beer is good. But from what I'm being told or have heard, it is almost sold out everywhere. So, and I think we're only doing one run of it. Alan, this whole time, I thought the Arby's guy was James Earl Jones. Ving Rhames. Irving Rhames.
Now, James Earl Jones doesn't do a lot of stuff these days.
He's old now.
He's old.
Yeah.
He's got to be mid-80s, right?
He's going to be the next guy where they say, well, you're going to see his name trending, and you're going to go, oh, God damn it, Darth Vader's dead. He's 92.
92, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 92 years old. Just turned 92 in January. But, you know, it'd be great having that long of a career as
an incredible career.
An actor, yeah. Lion King, I mean, you know. And just aside from the voice.
The fact that, yeah, I mean, he
being a good actor.
He had a great career before he was Darth Vader and Lion King and stuff like that. But then he was in his 40s during Star Wars, and he had another 50 years of great stuff.
Yeah. He's one of the EGOT winners. He has Academy Awards. He has Tony Awards for his stage work. He has Emmys and he has Grammys. They call those EGOT winners, people who have won each of the 4 major awards. He's got Golden Globe Awards. He's got Screen Actors Guild Awards. He's got, he won Oscars for 1970, to your point, of pre-Star Wars. He was an Oscar-nominated actor. But he didn't win that. He got, they gave him the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2011. That's when they take these people who've had these amazing careers, but they've just never won anything. And they go, you know what? Can we give the guy something?
You know who should be?
Let's just give him a Lifetime Achievement Award.
You know who should get one of those Oscars?
Who's that?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
I think he should. For
get one. What? Oh, you mean a Lifetime Achievement Award?
Lifetime Achievement Award. I mean, I've been watching that Arnold documentary, and it's just so crazy. Looking back at what bodybuilding was and what he helped turn it into is one thing, but then we take him for granted being an action star, but it made no sense for them to put him in movies as the star of the movie. And he said, nah, I'm not going to settle for that. I'm going to be a star of movies, and people are going to show up.
Because his accent was so thick?
His accent was so thick, and he wasn't particularly all that. I want to see my muscles, hear my one-liners, and watch me punch and kick and shoot things. And they're going to be very happy about it, and we did. And then he was able to take that career and turn it into some great comedies and just so many great things. I love it.
The more he showed he could do, the more people wanted to see him in things.
Yeah. Who do you think?
And Conan the Barbarian, it was the perfect first vehicle for him.
Yeah.
Because it didn't require a lot of talking.
Lots of
just muscles and
scenes.
yes,
just
swords,
muscles and swords.
And who was in Conan the Barbarian? Who was the bad guy?
Will Chamberlain.
That was 2.
And
he was one of his buddies.
That was your buddy. Okay.
Thulsa Doom was the character in Conan the Barbarian, played by James Earl Jones.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it all comes full circle. But I haven't seen that documentary.
It's really interesting, especially the early stuff, because I didn't know a lot about his time in Austria and how long it took him to get to America, how good a businessman he is. He started investing in real estate early on and just made a buttload of money. He was a millionaire before he ever started a movie.
Right.
Because he was investing in real estate.
Well, they always say buy land because they're not making any more of it.
Yeah.
No, I haven't watched that. I have to finish I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah,
and Black Mirror dropped. No,
I
haven't.
A new Black Mirror.
Yeah, Black
okay.
Mirror dropped today.
Okay.
So now I got to tear through those.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Okay, so I'll watch the Arnold documentary.
Look who's here, the star of television's
Of stage and screen?
No Destiny's Child?
That's why I'm stalling.
There we go.
No, I don't want to hear that. How did it go out there?
Dude, it was wild. It was so wild. I went out to Put in Bay. They did open casting calls for...
Open casket?
Open casket calls. You couldn't come.
They're like, all right, now play dead. We want to
Yeah.
see what you look like if you're deceased because we've moved away from extinguishing your torch to making you look like you're dead.
Ending your life.
Yep.
No, yeah, it was an open casket call. You had to bring a dead person or you couldn't get in.
Did you just bring like a little bit of your dad?
I did, but they were like, this is an urn, not a casket. And I was like, this is the best I got.
Put a little in
Like,
a
fine.
Ziploc bag.
Right. No, it was awesome. I took the 8:30 a.m. ferry over from Port Clinton, Ohio. It was the first one of the day from Port Clinton because I was like,
Wow, so you had to get up really early.
bro, I've been up since 6.
6? Can you believe that? She's been up since 6 o'clock to take the
And-
early ferry.
I was I made this decision at like midnight. I think I sent an email to you, Alan and Keith and Rob at
You
like
did.
11:45. I was like, I'm doing it. Like I'll be late, but I gotta do this. So I was up late and then I was all nervous. So I was like watching old Survivor people's TikToks to see if they had any like tips on like how to do a casting call or whatever. But yeah, I got off the ferry at 9. And
What tips did people offer?
well, they were saying like, don't be a character. Don't say generic things like I love Survivor or I'm a big fan of the show. They were like, don't talk. Even if you are a big fan, don't talk
Yeah, because
about.
everybody
No,
there
about
is
the
a
show,
fan of the
yeah.
show.
Yeah, they're like, don't talk about your favorite. They're called players.
Yeah.
Don't talk about your favorite players.
Talk about
Talk about
yourself.
you.
Why
Right. This
you'd
is all
be good
about
at it.
you. Right. So I was just kind of like looking up different videos and stuff like that. And it was so funny because I got to the ferry at like 8:15 and I left at 8:30, and it was just like slowly but surely more and more people were collecting. And some of these people, I was just like, there's no way they're here for Survivor. And then I was like, this guy has to just live on Put-in-Bay or something. And then sure enough, he got in line right behind me. I was like, this is a large fat old man. Like, what are you
I'm
doing?
telling you, they might pick him, dude.
But he's
Dude,
also
they
got nothing else
can't.
to do.
they can't pick him.
There's got to be a lot of people out there who just don't have anywhere else to be.
Okay, but people like that are like so severely out of shape, they're not going to get picked because they're a liability. This person's going to have a heart attack on the first challenge.
You sign that.
Well,
You
it
sign your
shows-
life away, dude.
Well, you don't. I mean, they still have to provide you with medical care
Right.
if you. But
They make
between
it
the
TV.
waivers and the show has to be insured.
You're the
Understand.
survivor. We're not helping.
Right. You figure it out.
Hey, you think people haven't passed out or like, you know, people who are out of shape you haven't seen that on TV before? You absolutely have.
Well, let me say this. Everything I'm about to say that we talk about Survivor has come secondhand to me, okay? I don't know much about the show, and some of these people are obsessed with this show. And they know the ins and outs, they know the rules, they know the payouts, they know all this stuff, okay?
But being a fanboy can work against you.
That's what I was thinking too. I text
You
Cody.
want to go in with some sexy indifference.
I text Cody that I was like in the same group and close with this really attractive gay couple from Orlando, and they were like casual watchers of the show, and then these other two people that were in our group were like super fan. Like, who's your favorite player? What's your favorite move that they made? Like,
Right.
yeah, I know. I guess they're called move. I don't know. Whatever. But so we got there. We got off the boat at 9. And then we were in line by like 9:10. So I was number 96. So there were 95 people before me lined up before 9 a.m. I don't know how early they got there or what.
That's pretty good though,
Yeah, when I got there,
because
Not
there
too
were
bad,
going
yeah.
to be thousands of people
I was
behind you.
real nervous. I was like, man, I hope there's not, going to be 2,000 people there or something like that. But it obviously, as the day went on and more ferries came in, it was just people lined all the way up.
You fairy.
And so I got there at 9. They opened casting an hour early at 11, and I was in by 12:30. So 100 people got in an hour.
And so, what does
half.
that consist of? You have 90 seconds to
You have
to
90
charm them.
seconds.
Is this a not a screen test, but this is all on camera?
It's on camera.
Yeah.
So it was
Do
actually
you remember what you said?
well, it's our local CBS affiliate.
Mhm.
So it was Zachariah Durr behind the camera. I was like
Alan
my
Cox Show
friend.
Comedy Tour alumnus.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then Chris Stabile, who is a very
Alan? It's Alan Cox.
yeah. So they're
and
like,
the late night Big Bad B movie show.
yeah. So they're like familiar faces there, which made it a little bit easier. And I'm like, oh, 90 seconds of talking, that's gonna be nothing. But like I planned out everything I wanted to say, and then I don't know why I got so nervous. Like when you get up there.
Yeah, but 90 seconds is a long time if you're just going to be speaking extemporaneously to producers of a show you're trying
But
to
it's
get on.
not producers of a show. It's
Who is it?
our local CBS affiliate.
Yeah, they're not the producers. They're just
Zachariah was
yeah.
running these auditions.
They're
is
just
what I'm
they're just
saying.
filming.
I
yeah.
thought you meant he was filming.
No.
So there's nobody there from the show.
Nobody from Survivor is there.
Oh.
It is the local CBS.
They send the casting tapes in.
Yes. So there are no casting directors. There are no producers. At least that from what I had seen and observed and what other people were saying.
Oh, I see.
It was just our CBS
Did you
affiliate.
know that beforehand?
I did not. And I
You
don't
wouldn't have
think a lot
gone,
of-
would you?
Well, I don't know.
because you can do like online
You can
submissions.
send a
Right,
video
yeah.
online. But
And those
there
can be
were
3 minutes.
what was different was that there were 2 locations. So there were 2 bars a half mile apart from each other that each had open auditions today. But yeah,
Out
it
in
was
Put-in-Bay.
out in Put-in-Bay. One was called Boardwalk, one was called The Keys. So they were both doing the same thing at the same time. But yeah, you had 90 seconds. They were like, no prompts. State your full name, your age, where you're from, and why you would be a good Survivor contestant. Like we are not speaking to you. This is for you to talk. And I led with my sob story because I was like,
just give us the pitch, like as best as you can remember.
You led with your dead dad?
Well, he was in there, but I said, I'm Mary Santora. I'm 33. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I was like,
Berea, Ohio.
Whatever. I was like, how I started. I was like, I think I'd be a good contestant on Survivor because I think you need to be, you have to be very mentally strong, which they don't know how much I cry. But I was like, I think you need to be very mentally strong, and I've overcome a lot of mental and emotional situations in my life, as like starting with like growing up in the Pentecostal church in a very religious, very culty type of background. I was like, I'm good at following rules, but also good at finding loopholes for those rules, you know? And then I said how my parents had a rough marriage. My mom was a hoarder, so I'm quite used to living in a literal puzzle. So I was like trying to make like little jokes along the way. And then I said, I've overcome addiction. I'm 4 years sober from alcohol. And not only am I 4 years sober, my father passed away during the pandemic. Like, I'm hitting them in the first 30 seconds. Yeah. I was like, my father passed away in January of 2021 from COVID. I managed to stay sober not only through his death, but through a global pandemic. So I feel like I'm tried and true as far as the mental capacity of this goes.
And
Which is such a lie.
They're making notes. They're like, oh, this bitch thinks we can't break her.
I know, right?
We're going to get her to drink.
Well, the thing is that it's like, it sounds good.
Yeah.
But when I get there and I'm slightly uncomfortable for 2 days, I'm going to cry. But they don't need to know that.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
They want people to cry on the show.
Yeah.
Right.
They want people to
Mary's
cry.
going to be asking somebody how to ferment coconut milk so she can get hammered.
Right. So that was like the first half of the pitch. And then I went into the fact, I was like, I'm also a stand-up comedian.
That was the first half. I thought you got 90 seconds.
However long that took, 30 seconds for me to say those things, 45 seconds? I don't know.
I don't know.
Did you race through it?
Yes, I was speaking very quickly.
Okay.
Which I knew I shouldn't. It was like all of my microphone training went out the window because I was nervous. But then I said, I'm a stand-up comedian and radio personality, which means that my job is not only rooted in vulnerability and transparency, but I have to get people to like me and trust me almost immediately. And I was like, I think that will be very beneficial in a group setting.
It'd be very beneficial in an island setting.
Well, you have to get the members of your tribe to trust you, and you have to be likable. Otherwise, you're going to get voted off first.
If you watch the show, there are plenty of they keep the unlikable people on there. They need a villain. Of course, they can edit you into a villain.
Right.
Imagine if you get on Survivor, but they make you a villain. You're just
I'm like,
that bitch Mary. Yeah, right.
Like
She's really nice in real life or whatever. And then they're like, oh my God. Mary Santora ends up making like Survivor's biggest list of villains.
Well,
remember when Erica was on The Real World and like she split and they edited it to like, I mean, yeah, she left and she would even cop to having some issues on that show, but she would talk about how they really edited it to make her look like a crazy person.
Yeah, we're like, they take we take each other's comments out of context on the show here.
Or just a supercut of you crying or something.
Yeah, right. So
we would never take anyone's words out of context on this show.
That is absolutely true.
The old sit and spit.
So I said that, how like
Am I supposed to strap it to my face?
Oh my goodness. I'm good at like
People came all over me.
That's the one.
We should have just played these for Zachariah.
No, I
Elbow
said,
to fist.
I said that like I'm good at manipulating feelings, that like I can make entire.
I'm good at manipulating.
Well,
She's giving it all away.
Well, I was saying that I can make entire groups of strangers laugh at the same thing or feel tense and then release that tension. Like I'm trained in that area, you know.
Your kid tested and mother approved.
Well, yeah, and then I was saying how like I have a darker sense of humor and I can find levity in very heavy situations, and that would also be helpful on the island when things get heavy. I might be able to help break the tension or keep things light. I mentioned the show, saying that like I'm a co-host of a very popular radio show, and so if I got on between our reach of over 1 million listeners, I have no idea if that number's right, and the fact that I had over 300,000 followers on social media, that it wouldn't just be my friends and family supporting, it would be an entire community of people rooting for me. So I was trying to like bump up that and how, yeah. So that was basically like the
that
gist
kind of
of
stuff
it.
is why they won't pick you though,
Why?
because they don't want people looking for clout.
It's not about clout. I'm saying.
Well, it is. If you get professional people in there, they're like, oh yeah, I'm an actress and a part-time whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
kinda how
like
stuff
people that are
works.
kind of in showbiz, yeah.
But I'm saying like.
But maybe not. Maybe they'll hit you up and they go, hey, we really liked your vibe, and
If you want to bring all of these people to your show when half of them, our audience, I'm sure, didn't even know that it was still on. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
hey, I have a strong following of people who probably don't watch your show. And if you would like them to, this would be a good job for you, you know? And I know we have to go to break. I learned so much about like the pay structure and like how that works that I definitely want to share with you guys. Do you want me to do that now or do you want to go to the break and come back?
Did you sign
I want to go to a break and then not come back. Can
Oh,
we do
that's
that?
fine. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
You get.
I'm just kidding.
I was like, I'll sneak it in real quick.
No, it's all right. Oh, yeah, take a break here. Colin Quinn is going to join us later on, too. Maybe you can pitch him.
Yeah.
Right? He'll be in here. Maybe he's got some. He's at Hilarities for the next couple of nights doing some shows. So we'll catch up with him. If you want to text for something, 351